So in this lesson, I want to talk to you about reading a chart. And a chart is the way we communicate what the chords are and how the music goes for all the songs. And there are some basic things to understand about reading a chart that will allow you to take advantage of them. Now, our charts are going to have chord symbols on them. They're going to have some basic rhythms as we get into things, but mostly it's going to be about the chords that go with each song. And they'll also have what's called tablature, which tablature will be covered in another lesson, but basically it shows you exactly where the fingerings are on the neck of the ukulele. Chord symbols describe the different chords that you're playing, and they require some memorization. Once you've played a C chord, you always know that if there's a C printed on the chart, then you know that that's the chord you need to play. So, but there are some fundamentals about music, or some common understandings about music that you need to get a handle on before reading a chart will make sense. The first thing is how we count the beats. And everybody's heard, musicians counting off the song, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that number 4 is really the basis for most of Western music and popular music. Certainly, a lot of the music that we're going to cover here on the site is based on a 4-count bar. So let me show you a musical stave here up in the video, and you can see there are these vertical lines called bar lines that designate the amount of time that happens in between them, okay? And then the horizontal lines in regular music will have notes on them that show the individual notes that we're playing. But then on the tablature that you can see below, you can see the 4 horizontal lines, which correspond to the 4 strings on the ukulele. And they'll have fingerings on them. That's a little bit different. So we have regular music up top, tablature underneath, and then above all of that, we're going to have the chord symbols. And you'll be able to see where the chords occur in the music. So, but back to the 4 count. Each bar has 4 beats in it. So when you're tapping your foot along to music, each tap, in essence, is one of these beats. So if you're just counting along like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the basic beat of a bar, would be 4 individual beats. So if we were to see a C chord listed for a bar, or just placed on top of a bar in music, we know that we play that C chord for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, if on the next bar we go to a different chord, let's say an E minor, and we put the E minor above that bar in the music, now you know you're going to play the E minor for another 4 beats. So we got the C for 4 beats, then the E minor for 4 beats. Let me show you again. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how we read this chart. We have these 2 chords. Maybe they go back and forth between these 2 chords. Each chord is played for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the tempo can be faster or slower. In other words, the speed of those foot taps, or the beat of the music, can be faster or slower, and that's listed at the top of the chart where you see that little symbol next to a number. Well, the number up there is how many taps per minute are in this piece of music. So we call it beats per minute, BPM for short. So a typical tempo is 120 beats per minute, which is something in the vicinity of this fast. 120 beats per minute. Very normal, standard beat. If we play something a lot slower, let's say 80 beats per minute, it might be in this range. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we played at 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are very fundamental things in a chart. We need to know how to count the bars, how to count the beats in the bar. And unless it's otherwise noted, we're always 4 beats to a bar. There are some songs that have 3 notes to a bar, and they sound like a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But those are much more rare, and when we get to a song like that, we'll make sure that we discuss that. But by and large, for most of the material, at least early on in the videos here, you're going to be dealing with 4 beats per bar. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is there can be more than one chord within a bar. So if you see 2 chords listed within the bar, then you know that you're going to be playing each chord for 2 beats, let's say. And it can get more complicated than that, but that for most of these simple songs that we're showing you early on, that's about as complicated as it's going to get in terms of the chord changes. So if we see the C chord and the E minor chord listed together in a bar, then you can assume that you're going to play the C for 2 beats and then the E minor for 2 beats. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, if we had 1 chord per bar, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we had 2 chords per bar, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, well, the absolute last thing I'll say is, just because I'm holding this chord for 4 beats, in the music I might be actually playing something like... I'm still holding it for 4 beats, but I'm playing a rhythm for that 4 beats. And, you know, that just depends on the song. But when you're reading a chart, the rhythms might not be spelled out. It might be something you're picking up by ear by listening to the recording. But we're showing how long each chord change lasts within the music. And that helps you follow along as the music progresses. So we're going to apply this in the next song we show you. You'll get to look at a chart. You'll see chord changes. You'll see the fingerings for each chord. You'll also see the tablature, which will show you the fingerings in a different way. And, you know, it's a simple song, but hopefully you'll take some time to look carefully at the chart, because once you're comfortable reading one of these song charts, it makes it a lot easier to learn new songs quickly, because we'll always have charts for the songs that we teach you here. So you can watch the video, but then you can have the chart with you, and you can print them out, go play a gig with them if you want. So those are just some very beginning fundamentals on reading song charts.